Yay!
Yay!
Dean's back in control this week, so you actually have real video. Yay!
It's the intro. Wednesday Night Yarn Adventures, an hour late.
We're so excited.
We
Yeah.
it took a little while because we were on the road down to Nashville to my parents' house,
Yes.
and we probably would have been here closer to time.
Uh,
Just things happened, and we couldn't get there quite
uh,
on time.
I like to pee every now and then, and so it
Well,
just take a little
there
while.
was a big wreck, and that had like 20 minutes to our
And then
trip,
there's
and
Dallas traffic,
ugh,
and it's just the normal things. So let's back up a couple of weeks because yay, we're here. Yes, we're here.
we made it.
Um, we are. Let's back up 2 whole weeks because last week was a crazy little storm of really terrible video, and I'm sorry about that. So 2 weeks ago we were at YarnCom doing our New Year Fiber Frenzy, and we had a really great time. We had to move a lot of things around because of snow, ice, illness, and all the things that go along with January. So we did all kinds of fun stuff instead, like I facilitated and Heather facilitated Q's circular weavings and a live sale with her from the Fold Out Cat. And we
Hi,
did,
Jess.
hi Jazz, we did
Did
eco
some
print
eco
dyeing.
printing.
We did a lot of eco
We
printing.
did some
We did a
mending.
lot of mending. We did embroidery on with yarn on our sweatshirts and different clothing items, and then we just had a really good time overall. I did a couple of spinning classes, and
I did a lot of
um,
work on spreadsheets
yeah.
and lists. It's great.
My book came in, so
Yeah.
Explorations in Fiber Art is in and out on our shelves, and so I made a journal that you can write in and be challenged by throughout the year. So we're excited about
Yeah.
that, and that is on our website. We have it in bundles with leather journal covers as well as by itself. So then we got snowed in. And so
Intentionally.
yes, so we parked at Heather and Matt's yard, and we just let it snow, and we enjoyed it a lot. The truck is super cozy, and we really love our bed. It's great. It's really really awesome.
Yes.
Q says spreadsheet super sexy.
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
I would definitely agree.
um, so we had a really good time, and we stayed there till we were snowed in on Saturday night, so Sunday, Monday, and then on Tuesday we
Tuesday.
went to the Mercedes dealership and we got an oil change done, which we do about every 10,000 miles on this rig. And then we also had recommended a transmission flush, and so we did that. And we were supposed to get our tires aligned, but they couldn't. They said that Evie was too heavy and they couldn't get her up on the lift. And so we were like, okay, fine.
So
So
this dealership has gone from no, we don't do alignments for sprinters to yeah, we can definitely do alignments to no, actually we can't do alignments.
So they're definitely on the list of no, they can't do alignments now.
Hi Anita. Yes, you are one of our favorite driveways.
We
And we're
appreciate
only
that.
like 2 months from
Yes,
visiting
we
you.
are.
So
Over in Collierville.
and I think she
So
said she was coming to Oxford.
yeah, she's gonna
So
be in Oxford,
yeah.
so we're gonna see her there. We yeah, so all the things were done. We did not get new tires. We did not get an alignment. But we did get a transmission flush and an oil change. And then on Wednesday morning, bright and early, we headed off and headed toward Oklahoma City.
So we thought.
And then we got really close to Oklahoma City, and we realized that the weather was going to be real icy the next morning, and we might get snowed in Oklahoma City. So we decided to keep driving. So we drove for an extra 6 hours and ended up
An
in
extra 6 hours.
yes. So it was like 14 hours of driving from St. Louis to Early, Texas. And
And
so
that
that
was
was when I videoed with you guys last week in North Texas, somewhere in the dark.
and that was
So
just the right place because that was where it was sort of icy the next morning, but then melted pretty early,
yeah,
and we even hit like some patches where it
all the
was
ice was on the
sort of icy
trees.
on the trees, but the road never got bad,
So we were
and we
good.
made it down to Kerrville on
We
Thursday.
did. So we made it to Kerrville, to the Rogue Skate, and we love being there. Lily says it was really bad there.
Yeah,
I'm really glad we missed it. I'm sorry, guys. It was bad.
We were gonna overnight there, but yeah, it just wasn't.
Just wasn't worth it.
We would have been there. We would not have made it down to Kerrville.
Yeah. So, but Kerrville was great. We spent so that's where we kind of our this week we stayed on one of the ranches from our host at the Rogue Skein. They have a ranch, Orchid Hill Farms. It's a miniature hog and sheep farm and goat farm. And we loved getting to meet the sheep. So, yeah. And so, yeah, it was really fun to stay out there. We had a blast hanging out at the Rogue Skein. I taught 2 sessions of e-spinning with the electric eel wheel, and then I also was available for crochet class. So I didn't have any takers for the Grumpy Octopus mug cozy, but I did have one for from Mary, and she's one of the owners, cooperative owners there, and she has tried to get into crochet. She's much more of like a watercolor artist, and she's awesome.
Jasper would like to know if we get extra road trip points for every new state in which we get iced in. And Q said she's being made to type that. We do not get any bonus points for that.
No.
And most of the time we try to actively avoid getting iced in. We did not. We actively got iced in Missouri.
We chose that. We chose that path. But yeah, so the classes went really great, and Mary did learn how to crochet. We did granny squares, and she's successfully working on her very first granny square. She is actually a Wooble non-fan, so that's kind of interesting because Woobles are the trendy thing for those crocheters. So she had a really hard time with the videos, even though they're great and really descriptive. They just weren't her guide. So someone sitting with her was the way to go. So we are very, very excited that we have a new crocheter out in the world. And the Rogue Skein is really great. They have all kinds of classes, the knitters, the crocheters. They have Don is learning how to spin with his e-spinner. So he took both days of my class. We did a 46-yard 3-ply or 2-ply. So he got some really good yardage out of his Harlequin and Cheviot, and those are both raised by him. And then he also is a weaver, so he'll be using that in his weavings.
Nice. I didn't know.
So that's pretty exciting. Dean's going to show you the sheepies now.
So Katie got to go out. We went out to their barn, gigantic barn.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful barn, guys.
And so
look at the baby.
Katie got to see the sheep, and we had a lot of fun seeing the sheep.
So the pin that's being featured here is the yearlings and retiree pin. So these guys are new, or they are taking a break. And then this video is of the ewes that are ready to are bred, I believe.
Yeah, so these ones are the bred.
Those are yearlings.
The yearlings. That's
the goats in the second pin there, and the one on the far
pin is the bred
ewes. And then the other end of the barn is that one right there. This is the goats. And this is Spanish. What are they? They're
I don't remember. Sorry.
I don't remember. Spanish goats. And he specifically breeds for that roan color.
There's the kitty cat.
I think her name was Squash.
Oh, the cat?
Yeah. Oh, so we were set up. Okay, this is a great picture because we were set up in Kerrville. This is like Saturday when you took this, because on Friday we sat there and we noticed that there was just water pouring off the trucks all day. And we're like, where is all this water coming from? There shouldn't be any ice because it poured down rain on us.
It poured down rain, and it got up to like 50 degrees.
Like
the following day, it got up to like 55, 58 degrees.
And then we were like, okay, so Saturday we get out there and it starts pouring off the truck again. And I'm like, Dean, you got to get up there and look.
And we hadn't seen any coming off. And so what I think happened was it turned it all to like slush ice.
And it just weighted it down.
Just was nothing was coming off, and so it wasn't like flying off, but it was just stuck up there and melting.
So it melted for 2 days, and it was great. So by the end of Saturday, it was all gone. We did finally melt off all of our St. Louis snow. Yeah, with snow. Yeah. So when we were in St. Louis, it
Yep.
snowed about 8 inches on top of about a quarter inch of sleetiness. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So
Sheep to shawl competitions.
Dorothy
Yeah.
says, did you know that there's a competition to see who can shear sheep and make the yarn and knit a sweater the fastest? So, and it's a team thing. That is true. A
Yeah.
lot of times, we sheep to shawls are competitions that happen at fiber festivals.
Yeah.
They will go ahead and provide the sheared sheep fleeces, and then you have someone who will prep it, card it, and then spin it. So you have someone who preps, someone who cards and spins, and then you have somebody who weaves, and then they'll make a shawl
Some
usually.
kind of woven
So
shawl
I
or
haven't
yeah.
seen the sweater one. The
Yeah,
knitting one
that's
is
cool.
kind of interesting because that's much
That would
harder.
take a whole. Yeah, you need probably have to have a team of
Oh, and I can't
like
believe
more than
the
one knitter and more than one
oh,
spinner
for
and
sure.
more.
And the
Yeah.
whole because you would have to spin it in
And
the
then
grease.
yeah.
And so it like okay, so this I'm spinning this lovely rambouillet from Kate Louder's Louder Color Farms over in Kellyville, and it's a beautiful spin. It's a rambouillet, and it is lanolin heavy. So it's been cleaned, so it has been washed, but it still has a lot of that grease to it. So it's a very different spin for me.
Here's that yarn.
And thank you. I did 2 ounces in a week, and I've started on my second 2 ounces. And then I have a lovely color, peanut butter color for the second ply of this yarn that I'm working on. Um, so yeah, I worked on that all week this week. And then I also worked on my Descent sweater. So I'm going to show that off. This is the other thing I've been working on. So there's the body.
Sleeves.
You can see the body is not moved. But look at these sleeves. We got real sleeves, guys. So today I think I added like 3 inches on the sleeves because we've been sitting at the car
The dealership.
dealership forever.
Yeah.
And then Dean was driving when we went through the place where on I-35 where there was a wreck and like they had closed all the lanes.
Dorothy says she
Uh-huh.
enjoyed Katie watching knitting her
Oh, my
socks.
socks.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I did finish them this week
Yeah.
though. I love them. I'm actually planning on wearing them tomorrow, so I'll have to find them. They turned out really great. I finished my Woolens and Nosh Advent 2024 socks, and I think we've been back a little bit.
Oh, wasn't looking for that, but
Oh,
okay.
okay. But I did take a picture of those, and I finally finished the cuff on them. They are definitely knee high, and I love, love, love them. So they turned out super great, and I'm very excited about how they turned out.
There's the
So
finished woolens and Nash
yes.
socks.
So I used the contrast mini skein that was included for the toes, heels, and the top cuff, and you can see I had about 2 grams, 3 grams of yarn left. Not much. It wasn't enough to do another round all the way around and bind off. So yeah, the sleeves are coming along really nicely on my Descent pullover. It is fingering weight yarn. It goes kind of slow, but it's going. So I am definitely elbow length now. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'm definitely at elbow, and I'm very excited about it. So I will. My deadline is obviously Monday, so we're gonna keep cranking at this. Dean may do some more driving on. I'm gonna knit tomorrow while we sit here in Nashville, and then on Friday we're driving to see Q and Jasper and JJ. We're gonna go hang out with them in Alabama for a couple of days, and
They were talking about maybe getting a little bit of snow there. I'm not sure it's gonna happen, but we might.
If it snows on us there, we are there until next Thursday, so it's just fine.
We're okay getting snowed in there.
Dean did get to put out his telescope while we were out in Kerrville, out at the ranch.
Pretty dark sky. There was the moon was like super
really
bright, but
so he's going to tell you a little bit
Q
about
said your sleeves were rocking.
Thanks, Q.
And Lily
you
said
need to
she
spin
needed to
some
spin
more. I agree. You should spin some more. Yeah.
So I did get to put the telescope. I took 4 things. My goal for 2025 is to try and get a picture of all the items in the Messier catalog. So there's 110 things in there. And I've taken a picture of, I think it was like a quarter that I had taken some picture of that I have a decent picture of. So this is M78, so Messier Object 78. It's a reflection nebula. So all this light in here is shining on all of this dust out here, and that's what's making you be able to see anything. To me, these are some of the hardest ones to process. I don't know. I'm just not as good at these, but I'm working on it. And then let's see. Got another one here. I got a couple of star clusters that I took a picture of. So M36, M35, and M34. So all three of those. And I had a really fun time taking pictures of all those. It was super clear, and we were out there. There was like a million deer.
There were so many deer, guys. Oh my gosh. We're thinking Kerrville may be like the deer capital of the world or something. It's ridiculous.
I mean, we're both from rural Arkansas. We've seen a lot of deer. This place was just so many deer.
Down here. Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yes, it's amazing. He does a really great job with that, and we really enjoy having a telescope on board. It is also super duper clear tonight, but the moon is just so bright. The moon's
super bright. I'm really tired too.
And so we did not pull out the telescope tonight because we got here literally like 20 minutes before we came on here. Not very long at all.
Long enough to open the slide on the truck.
We popped inside the house and said hi, and then we went to the bathroom, and that was it. Jasper would like to know if Dean is awaiting with bated breath next week's planetary alignment.
I would not call it waiting with bated breath, only because I don't do a lot of planetary imaging now. But yes, it is nice to. I will be looking. Yes.
Apparently, Jasper doesn't believe in doing his own typing anymore. That's okay, Jasper. Neither do I. But yeah. So we are having a really good time. Oh. So after we left Kerrville, we went up to, we were there on Friday and Saturday at the Rogue Skein. So if you're looking for a great community down that way, check them out. They have all kinds of open stitch opportunities. There's looms up all the time. There's a place for you to sit. There's people to talk to. It's a great environment. So we went up to Austin, and we stopped by the Sated Sheep, which is a yarn store in Dripping Springs. And I had a great time stopping in there. And they have a full wine bar, so you can definitely check that out.
I've never seen it. I mean, we've seen a couple of yarn shops that do come to stitch night and have some wine and stuff. But literally, it was just it's like the whole menu of $5 a glass. And
Dorothy says they stopped on the way back from their New Year's Eve to just look at the stars. It's so nice. We really enjoyed it.
I'm really looking forward to our New Mexico trip upcoming.
Yes, that's really fun.
Some stargazing.
So we went and we had with the Sated Sheep was great. You get a chance to stop by and say hi. They had some really great selection of yarns, all the different weights and colors and sizes, and great inspiration. And then they had lots of little knickknacks as well. So
we got to go visit some friends from UCA Honors College.
We love them.
Graduated a few years ahead of us, but we see them. We're part of the same alumni board, and so we see them on Zoom like this a lot.
This is the first time that Dean had met them.
I'd ever actually met them. Katie, was it last year?
Last February. During our 29 days of 29 minutes for 29 days, we did a live from our dinner table. So that was super fun.
Katie does love the book, talking about how many drinks you can drink. Like this is a 1 drink pattern, or this is a.
Oh yes,
Katie loves that.
There is a book. You've never
had that book, right?
No, Knit One, Drink One. Yeah. No, I haven't, but that's a fun one. You know that oh my gosh, Ozark Knitting Co. They
that's the name of their
Monday night group is Knit One, Drink One.
Yeah.
So there you go. You can go up and see them at Columbus Brew House in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
They are
on Monday evenings.
Kivyude sponsors of the Eureka Fiber in the Ozarks Festival.
Yes. So yeah, your mom says
I had to throw that in. By the way. My mom said good night. Yeah. We were in the house for 5 minutes and we're like, yeah, we're doing our video.
Disappointed that we're not spending more time in there.
Tired.
So, but we're gonna
totally wiped. We're gonna hang out
here, and I'm gonna spin a little bit, and then we're gonna go to bed.
We're gonna hang out tomorrow.
Yeah. So yes, she says she's gonna share her book with me, so that's perfect. Let's see. So we had dinner, and then on Monday morning, bright and early, we stayed in our RV park after having dinner with our friends. We ate this really great local Mexican taco place. I don't remember the
Can't
name of
remember the
it.
name of it. I know. I was just thinking it's a name.
We'll post it.
It's just like
We
one name.
promise
Here,
we'll post
you
it.
talk and
Okay.
I'll look it up.
I promise we'll post it too because it was really, really good. And we had the quesadilla and we had tacos and we had the strawberry limeades. Oh my God, so good.
That was the best part of the meal.
And we had the elote and it was
Yeah.
delicious. Okay. All right. So, we went to the Mercedes place in Georgetown and outside of Austin, and we're going to have the alignment done and a new front tires put on because they couldn't do the alignment before. So they got it back there. They got Evie back in the back and got her up on the lift, and they were getting ready to do all the stuff. And they do their big, like, hey, we have a new vehicle here. We're going to do our big checkpoint thing. And apparently our transmission box was leaking.
We were like, what?
All
we
of our
just got that changed last week.
It was about half empty, so we were missing. We had leaked about half of our transmission fluid in a week, less than a week, and so we were really glad we were in. So they were able to repair that. It was a faulty gasket.
Everything else was fine, just a gasket.
So yeah, it was. Luckily, they took care of all that because since it was done the week before at a certified dealership, they took care of that for us. And then they went ahead and put new tires on us. And they're like, hey, we can't do the alignment today because the reason you keep having these alignment problems is the strut boots on your front tires. Yeah. Which are the little rubber things that cover the struts. They look like springs, like rubber springs. They cover the struts and keep them safe. They had been shredded. Yep. And that's just an overtime thing that happens. And Evie is 9 years old, so that makes a lot of sense.
So we came back.
Yep. So we
went to. So we were like, hey, is it hurt to drive 300 miles and then come back?
Yeah. So we said we'll be back and we can do the alignment and you can do the strut boots on Wednesday. And they were like, that's perfect. Let's do it then. So they had to order the part and get it in because usually they have them in stock, but they didn't this time.
So we drove to Granbury, Texas
on Tuesday or Monday night. We drove up that way. And then Tuesday we set up in Granbury, Texas for the Granbury Knitting Guild.
And so we set up early in the morning. They were super excited.
Oh yeah.
They all came out and talked to us, shop the truck. It was like they just sort of attacked the truck.
They did. It was a little overwhelming.
And then went into their meeting. And they came back out and attacked the truck again.
But in their meeting, we talked all about One Skein projects. Yeah. We talked about all their lovely charity what's the word I'm trying?
Charity knitting?
Charity knitting that they collect, and then that they do stuff for each other. And so it was nice to get to meet everybody and spend time with them. So I got to go into the meeting and do all that, and Dean stayed out in the truck, and he very much enjoyed his introvert time. It was lovely weather. The sun shone. It was a little chilly, but that's okay. We had a nice time.
It was great.
Now we did stop at a yarn shop in Georgetown, and I picked up a couple of skeins of yarn. So I wanted to show those off because they're lovely.
And they're local.
They are local. This is my darling yarn. This is her Fiesta Tweed Fingering. And so I got this lovely yellow color, and it has those fluorescent.
Is that the UV reactive ones? Or?
Yeah, so it has the fluorescent UV reactive tweedy bits. I have a light gray, and then I got a dark gray. Got charcoal. So I'm really liking these together. And back in November, I bought 2 skeins of the same base from Addie Yarn. Was it Addie or Abby?
I don't remember.
Addie?
Where was it?
Scissortail Knits. Their daughter.
It's Addie, I think.
Or niece.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Addie.
The little one, the 4-year-old. She dyed the yarn. She did a really great job. I have a pink skein and one that's really similar in this yellow lemonade color. So I think I'm going to pair all those together and we're going to have a really big project. So I'm pretty excited about that. And these are going to go in Ravelry tonight. So we will not, I already took pictures, ready to go. We will not have them in Ravelry because we learned our lesson already.
I will not let her put them away until they are.
It is not allowed anymore for me to do any of that.
Circling back around, the name of the Mexican taco place in Leander, Texas is Aparicio's. Super,
Aparicio's.
super good.
Really yummy. Highly recommend. What else did we do?
We went to Granbury, and then we actually drove.
We went ahead and drove back
Yeah.
to Round Rock, Georgetown, and then
Stayed
this morning
there, and then this morning got up and
we
drove
went
and
back to
got
the dealership and we got an alignment done and the new strut boots come on. And so Evie drives like a dream.
Yeah.
There's no shaking. Her new tires look beautiful. Her new struts look great.
And then we proceeded to drive
7 hours.
6.5, but it turned into 7.5 because the waiting in the Ricks and the Dallas traffic
and so we didn't get to leave though until afternoon.
It was noon. Yeah, it was 12:15.
So we got here about 7:30 and we are tired. So
Very.
But this week we are headed like I said, tonight we're staying here, tomorrow night we're staying here in South Arkansas, and then we are headed to Alabama to hang out with Q at the Fold Out Cat. We're going to be there all week, and we're just helping her with some back office stuff.
We're going to be leisurely thing, but also some like logistics work.
Lots of logistics work.
Booking some housing for the year.
It's really not this.
Like that, so.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds, guys. Like,
I mean,
you guys are always like, "Oh, it sounds like such a great life," and I'm like, it's a lot some days.
It kind of is for the most part. Today was very long, but
yeah, it's a lot for sometimes.
We get to go visit our friends and hang out with them. And...
So, yeah, and let's see, what else? Is there anything else?
That's all we're doing until we see them next week.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys next week from the Owl House, from Fold Out the Cat's home, and we will. I'm sure she'll make an appearance.
I'm sure.
I'm sure Q will make an appearance because that's usually what happens when we do these videos, and then we will be headed to Oxford Fiber Festival on Thursday of next week. So, if you're in the area, we would love to see you come out to Oxford Fiber Fest. Last year it got iced out. Sorry, Q said something. Yeah.
Q says, "What do you mean? This life is the ultimate in glamour. It's so glamorous it makes me caps lock."
Yeah. Yeah. We did watch someone blow a tire today. That was fun. They had a full load of like rocks on the back of the trailer.
I mean, Katie, she was like, "Yeah, wow, those don't look very tied in very well there." And then, like, I thought one of those blocks had like flown off of the thing, but it was the tire blowing.
Yeah, that was fun. This was all before the wreck that we saw, and then and then at some point, some truck threw a very large rock, we think, at our truck, and it hit really hard.
Fortunately, not the windshield. It hit like above, but there was anything. I thought it like punched a hole in the fiberglass up there. But
thanks for sticking with us for so long tonight. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, Oxford Fiber Fest is coming up, so make sure to mark your calendars for next weekend.
That's not
January.
Next weekend. It's the January 24th and 25th.
So. Next weekend, not this weekend. Next weekend. January 24th and 25th. You can also go see our friends this weekend at Vogue Knitting Live in New York City if you're in that area.
Do we know that's doing that?
Cesium.
I know.
Cesium's there.
I knew Cesium. Was there anybody else who knew that?
Yeah, there are lots of other people doing it. I just can't remember everyone else's names. It's a lot of fun if you get a chance to go. And so we will see you guys very soon. Make sure to check out the website for all the latest updates in all the places we are going. So we will see you soon.
Happy crafting.
Night.